Hello everyone, this is Michael, and as you can tell I've got bags under my eyes. I'm very tired. I'm basically taking these three for a walk out and about in Anting. I'm trying to think about something recently actually, and the reason why I'm doing this video today is because there's some misleading info in how much you would make if you come to China. Because, to be honest, teaching overseas can be very fruitful and very profitable. The problem is you get in what you put in, basically. So you get out what you put in, right? So if I come here thinking I'm gonna make millions in my first year, that's not gonna happen, because it's all about like gutting through and just working hard until you get to where you need to go. A lot of it is education, because you need to train yourself and educate yourself in order to get where you need to be, but it's not impossible. And I think the problem a lot of people have is they have this weird idea of, okay, if I come to China and I make and I teach here, I can make thousands, which you can. Like, if you do 9 to 5, right, and you're probably earning the equivalent of about £1,000 a month, and I'm being generous because a lot of jobs now are kind of in the position where they don't pay as much. But say after tax you've got like a good grand in your pocket. You've got to pay for housing costs, right? So stuff like council tax, you're paying for your room that you're renting, which could be about £500-600. If you're living in London, it could be more. And you've got to pay for food and stuff to make it last, and also pay for loans, student loans, and other bits and pieces. Now, I've been here for sorry, I have to change my hands because the doggos are dragging me along. I hate when they do this. So when I first got here, I came here with nothing, right? I had nothing in my pocket. I had my bank card, and no way of understanding what the hell's going on. I kept told I needed QR codes and stuff. I had no money. So my boss at the time gave me a loan. She gave me a loan of like 2,000 RMB, which she took back as soon as I was paid the first month. So I needed about 1,000 RMB a month. Now, when you get here, you get your accommodation provided for, which is great. They put you in a hotel. Nothing fancy, just the equivalent of like a 20 quid hotel room, which is pretty good. It's a decent room. And then you get moved into your apartment. They usually find the apartment for you. They pay your rent, they pay your bills, depending where you work. Like, I worked for a training center / kindergarten. My boss was very nice, to be honest, but I have delusions of grandeur. I believe I'm better than I am, so I'm worth more. My talents are worth more, so I took a bet on myself. That's the thing when it comes to wherever you go. Sometimes that's what you got to do in order to succeed, is take an open bet for yourself. Now, right now, in the current climate, native speakers, because I'm a native speaker, get offered the equivalent of like 25,000 RMB, right? And this is my second year. Usually this comes from international schools, not training centers. So you need to go to somewhere which is like a kindergarten, you're a homeroom teacher plus a teacher. Now, my current deal is I made a deal with my company where I get paid my monthly wage. I get the equivalent of £2,800 a month, right? I don't pay my bills, they do. I don't pay for my apartment, they do. My apartment's a 2-bedroom apartment. It's pretty nice, as most of you have seen. And it's really like, it's good for what it is, you know? I don't cook. I eat out most of the time because I'm very busy. And this is part of the problem when you're working for a training center. When you're working for a training center, you're earning, you're working a lot of days. Like my old job, I was working the equivalent of 6 days a week. With this one, I'm working the equivalent of almost, at one point it was 7. Now I'm on 6 days a week because they extended my morning schedule. I do the job of 2 foreign teachers. Plus I do the administrator position as well, because I'm the head administrator for the foreign teachers. Any information that's conveyed about the foreign teachers, their classes, I get it. If there's any changes that need to be made, I get those too. And I also offer my feedback. My boss is very open. They're very, very good people, so I'm not complaining. But they do have the Chinese mentality of, we will work you and work you for every penny of what we're paying you, which is fine. You know, I'm very, very driven. I'm stupid as well at the same time, because I will work myself to death. And the reason being is I want to be the best. I want to be acknowledged as the best in whatever I do. If I'm an actor, when I was acting, one of the things that would get me depressed is I'm not the best actor in the world. And I'm not saying by talent, I'm saying by earning potential. And people are going to hate me for saying this, because they'll be like, well, he has no training in Shakespeare and all these other things and blah, 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 blah. The best actor in the world is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? That's a fact. That is a fact. It's not Chris Hemsworth. It's not Chris Evans. It's not any other actor. It could not even Daniel Day-Lewis is the best actor in the world. Daniel Day-Lewis is an amazing, amazing actor. He's not the best actor in the world because he's not a billionaire. The Rock has made billions and grossed billions on his films. If you look at the average all-time highest grossing actor, you're going to see The Rock and maybe Tom Cruise. And that's because The Rock is a fucking beast in terms of the way that he makes his money. Can't hate the guy for that. He may not be like freaking Shakespeare or understand the fine points of what acting is, but he gets the fundamentals down. He knows what roles he needs to play, and he plays them to a T. He's kind of a similar action hero styling as Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone in their heyday. So I can't hate the guy, and he is the best actor in the world. Simple. He makes the most money. He is the best actor in the world. He's the guy who gets the most money out of doing this. I'm not. So I hate myself for not being that. Do I think I could be The Rock? No, but do you know what I mean? It's this weird drive that I have where if I'm doing something, I have to be the best. So I will work myself to death in order to do that. The girls are walking around doing their little pees and poops right now while I'm talking to you guys. So if you see that the camera is kind of flip-flopping, excuse me, because I'm dealing with dogs at the same time. And the whole reason I'm doing this right now is because I just want you guys to walk with me and take in the sights, like I'm talking to my friends. So yeah, that's when you're working for a training center, you're working like a dog. You're literally working every day, and you're pushing and pushing and pushing. The second thing that you have to think about as well is the money that you're earning. For someone's first year, you will rarely get paid more than $16,000 a month, which works out as the equivalent of about nearly £2,000, right? Nearly 2,000. It's depending on what their current exchange rate. Now you're like, okay, cool. I get a free apartment. I'm earning nearly £2,000 a month. Now, if I can send all that home, hello, if you can like send all that home, you're golden, right? Here's a problem. In China, they have laws in terms of sending money outside the country. You can send money outside, but you can only send a certain amount. So it's the equivalent of 4 months worth. Currently, as it stands, it's 4 months worth of your paycheck. So say I'm earning $25,000 a month. Not saying I am, not saying I'm not. If I'm earning $25,000 a month, I would only be able to send 100,000 RMB to the UK in a year. Doggos are deciding to pull me. So yeah, 100,000 a month, right? 100,000 a year. So that's equivalent to 10 grand. So you can only send out 10 grand a year out of China of your own money. There are ways around this. I'm not going to talk about them, and here's why. If I talk about them, people are actively, the access to these places are going to be stopped, and it's going to be annoying because then it means I can't send more than what I have. So we'll put a pin in that. But there are several legal ways you can do it. First is go to your bank and get your bank your Chinese bank to send money to your UK bank. There's only one way you can do this. You need to prove to them that you're paying tax in China. So usually when they offer a job, they'll say it's so-and-so before tax, so-and-so after tax. You need to basically make sure that your company is paying your tax. You then go to your bank, say Bank of China, CIC. There's several different banks in mainland China you could go to. And then you get the money forwarded from that. You set up a direct debit from your Chinese account to your UK account. Once that's done, then you're sending money home, right? Again, it's only in the max of 100,000. If you send anything more than that, you can get in trouble. Now, the next part of the scenario is you could use a method called Swaps. Swaps is I believe it's a US-based site, but they deal in Chinese renminbi. People sign up and you have a list of people who have renminbi and those who have foreign currencies. So as long as they can accept renminbi, they can give you the equivalent of what you want, right? And then you can send money home. Also, if you're a business, businesses can send more every year. I believe the last time I spoke to someone about this, businesses can send a total of 300,000 renminbi a year home, or like over to the Western world. So yeah, you have these things, and you're probably going, okay, so what about the party lifestyle? What about, doing all the things I want to do, going traveling and stuff? Oops, sorry, Peach. Okay, one sec. I need to sort these doggos out because sorry, Peach got stuck. So I had to kind of pause the video, sort that out, and then get back to this. So yeah, so say you're earning the equivalent, you're sending money home, right? And you're like, okay, I need to pay off my loans, I need to pay off my bits and pieces. You can save money being here. You don't need much to live on if you're eating exclusively Chinese food. Chinese food is very, very cheap, especially in the mom and pop places. You need to make sure that some of these places have basic hygiene tips, and that people are washing their hands and stuff. But literally, you can eat very cheaply. If you want to go to shopping centers like Bravo or RT Mart, you can buy salads and bits and pieces if you want to eat like on a diet, on a budget. And you can spend the equivalent of 100,000 renminbi a week, which in a month would be about 400 renminbi, which basically is the equivalent of 40 quid a month on shopping. And that includes your salads, your meats, whatever you need. When you first get here, if you don't have much money, I lived off ramen, eggs, and that's pretty much it. Ramen bowls and eggs, which wasn't the healthiest of diets, I'm not gonna lie. Once I got money, I started eating fast food, and that's why I became a bit of a fat asshole. I'm only now just losing that weight. So yeah, that's basically what you need to do to survive. So once you're done a year here, the whole way you can make more money is you need to do a few things. One, you need to have your TEFL. I have a TEFL, TEAL, and mindfulness certificates. These certificates basically prove that I'm a capable teacher and I do English for foreign listeners. Ni hao. So I'm pretty good. I then work on other stuff, like I have a BA, and that's one of the things you do need to come here is you need a BA. You need a degree. There are certain places that say you don't, but you do, because it's government law that you have to have a BA in order to participate in this. So then you need to, if you want to put your money up, a lot of places such as Shanghai, the big cities, they love guys with MAs. So my goal is to now do an MA. I wanted to do my PGCE. You have to excuse me. Everything is pollinating so hard. So I'm feeling a bit sick. In order to get an MA, if you want to work full time, you can't do an MA here. You would have to do it overseas via something like Open University, so you can do it remotely. Get your MA in whatever you want to get it in, and then your pay goes up. You can go from, let's say, 12 to 16,000 if you're in a small town. If you graduate to somewhere like Shanghai or Beijing or Shenzhen, you're earning 20 to 25,000. Then once you've got your MA, there is potential to go up to 30,000. Now, the thing that you always need to talk to these companies about is after tax, because if you're earning 25,000 before tax, then you're probably going to end up with 18 after. So you've got to be very, very careful on how you word these things, and before you sign your contract, what you need to do. Now, you can go with agencies. I tend to not, because the agencies will take a large chunk of your salary for themselves. And the last agency I worked with didn't really keep any of their promises, and were very heavy-handed in terms of getting me here. You know, I literally on the first day I arrived in China, I felt like I was going to die, because they shoved me on a train with no food, and I was depressed as fuck. Anyway, that's neither here or there. That's just the way these people are sometimes. Now, moving on from that, and so you've got your pay, you found a way to send money home, you're making enough money, you've got an apartment of your own, and you're deciding on getting your MA done and where to go next. Leafy, what did I tell you about eating sick? Sorry, this dog just likes to eat things without understanding that they may end up becoming sick again. But anyway, so you've got to think about that. You've got to think about exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how you're presented. Now, there are certain people who will come, foreigners who will come to China and who can treat it like it's a working holiday. That's great, right? But they also are very unaware of the rules. The rules change regularly in terms of teachers, foreign teachers in China, and they also change regularly in terms of how things are done, right? Before I got here, you could basically have a 2-year visa. After I got here, it was 1 year. Now it's 6 months. And I'm paying for my own visa costs. So I pay £400, 400 renminbi, so about equivalent of 40 quid, every 6 months to have my visa renewed. So there's that. Then you also need to look at your worth, because you really do need to look at your worth. Like when I was working, and I was promised like 16,000 to 20,000, working 6 days a week. But I was miserable where I was, to be honest. I wasn't clicking with the other foreigners, and it just felt like people were just stabbing each other in the back. So I was like, you know what, I can't. My boss was great. I'm not gonna say anything bad about my boss. Boss was gem of a human being, but everybody else was kind of just like, ugh. So I decided, you know what, I'm better to find my own fortunes elsewhere. I'm also a very driven idiot, so I will push myself as much as I can to do as much as I can, just the way I am. And that's pretty much it, you know. If I've known people who've been here for like 7 years who earn like 60,000, right, which is the equivalent of about nearly $7,000 a month. I'm currently almost at 3,000 a month. My goal is to get to almost 4,000 a month. And it's more for the fact that, one, I want to be the best at what I do, and two, I believe I have the potential to earn more, and I want to do some other cool stuff like buy my mom's house. It's a promise I made to her when I was younger, and being here, I have the opportunity to do that. So I'm going to try and do that and earn enough money to get what she needs so I can focus on that. You know, I love my mom to pieces. Okay, go. My decisions have to be based on my animals. Luigi, in. So based on where I go, I have to also look at where my animals go with me. Currently, they've introduced new dog laws. So there's a law that if you own a a dog, you can only have one dog registered per address, and all dogs have to be on the leash. And yeah, they have to stay in these cages because I have an apartment where if anything gets ruined or wrecked, then I'm paying out thousands. Landlord, depends what landlord you get. My landlord has been nothing but a pain in the ass, to be honest. So I have to make sure that the dogs are in their cages, or as people call them, crates, despite the fact you have people like, you shouldn't have a crate. But these are very comfortable. I try not to keep them somewhere where they're going to feel any pain or hurt. Plus, they're very cool, like, because right now it's over 30 degrees here. So I take them out for their walks, they drink their water, they have their food, but they spend the majority of the day in their crates. And as you can tell, it's really cool in the apartment. So yeah, there's that. The cats, however, spend their time near the windows because it's very, very sunny. There you go. Yes, Jasper. There you go. He wants to say hello to everyone. He's my friend's cat who I'm fostering until she either decides to come back to China or he goes with her back to the UK. Yes, Jasper. And as you see, there's my little Daisy there. She's gotten a bit fatter now because I was told I need to fatten her up by my doctor. Well, the vet, but you know. So yeah, going back to what I was saying. Oh, also, you're probably wanting to see this. This is Zelda. She's my little kitten. She's one of the newest ones. She's sunbathing. Hello, Zelda. Yes. There's her mama, Xiaomi. And there's little Rosalina. I name all my cats after Mario characters, and my dogs too. Leafy's the only one I never named because, well, she was given the name Leafy when she was with her previous owner. You have to forgive me, I'm getting everything ready so I can go to the gym and have a swim. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of what you want. If you have career goals in China and you're very driven, I think you'll do well here. Anywhere you decide to work and teach. If you're in it for the holiday and you want to go here, there and everywhere, the best bet is to work for an international school or have a family who has loads and loads of money to help you realize that dream. I have neither the time nor the finances because the majority of my finances get sent home. And the rest is used to feed my various loving fur babies here, and also to make some repairs to my apartment for stuff that annoys the crap out of me, because I have this OCD when it comes to make sure that the apartment is clean and there's no mess. And the landlord doesn't tend to give a crap. You know, when I first moved in here, the window was broken. I asked him to fix it. He refused. There's a issue with the floor that I'm fixing because, again, he refuses to fix it. So, and in the bathroom, the paint in the ceiling is falling apart. So I'm going to have to get someone to come in and fix that too. It's just the way it is. You can't really do much else about it. So in order to make the apartment look nice and presentable, I'm fixing everything myself with little cost to me, to be honest. But I do it anyway to make sure that the apartment looks as nice as it possibly can. And also when I leave, he doesn't cause a bitch fit, because there have been situations where when foreigners have left their apartment, the owners have attempted to scam and extort money out of them. So you have to keep record of everything you have. And if anything gets destroyed, you can't leave it like that. You've got to fix it. Because as soon as they get the whiff of anything, they will try and scam you as much as they can to get as much money as they can out of you. It's some of the things they do in China. I might do a video on the Chinese scams that happen over here with certain people, because there's a bit of a difference. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to work in somewhere like China, if you want to work overseas, you're going to probably earn the maximum of like 60,000 renminbi. You can earn more if you open up your own business, but you have to have connections in your local government and people who can help you get to where you need to go. In terms of teaching in China, I think the ceiling is 60,000 as a foreigner anyway. And all you need to do is make sure that when the time comes and you want to move elsewhere, always look at the money and look at what you get. Do you get accommodation? Is there enough for you? And because my fur babies are going to go with me everywhere I go. So if I decide to leave China, they're coming with me. So I'm going to have to spend copious amounts of money getting all 6 of my animals out of China. So that's what you've got to think about. You can't selfishly think about yourself, because the moment you want to, if you're going to come here for a holiday or go to Brazil or whatever for a teaching holiday, that's great, but you're never going to have enough money to send home for your other bits and pieces. It's one or the other. It's basically, do you want to teach and earn money and send money home? Because you can earn more, as you know, more than what you would get if you're working in the UK or the US. Do you want to do a working holiday and just visit everywhere? That's great, but you majority of your money is going to go, and that's a fact. And there's no ifs or buts about it. But that's pretty much it. I'm done. It'll probably be a long little ranty video. So if you want to ask me more questions about what else you could do in China, give me a shout. I can give you a list of the do's and don'ts, of course, as well. Or if you want to have conversations, leave a comment below and we can talk. As always, this has been Michael Bahan saying bye-bye for now, and I shall see you very, very soon.